Hakioi listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. Don't forget, join me on Instagram and X at Let's Learn Sumo. Also on YouTube, where these episodes are restreamed in audio. Occasionally I do a video episode. I'll try and get another one up before July. It is a fair bit of work. But for now, let's get into day 15 of the Natsu Basho in May from the Kokugikan Stadium in Tokyo in Japan. An incredible tournament, a historic tournament. Onosato coming into day 15, he's already won the Yusho. He's already secured his promotion to Yokozuna. The rubber stamp will be applied by the Yokozuna Deliberation Council this week. It's a done deal, winning 2 Yusho in a row at Ozeki. But his final test was to come on day 15 against the new Yokozuna Hoshoryu. Onosato doesn't exactly have a fantastic record against Hoshoryu at 5-1. To be promoted to Yokozuna, he'd be seeking a moral victory to show he can beat the current Yokozuna. For Hoshoryu, this was an incredibly important bout, as people, obviously have openly questioned whether he should have been promoted in the first place. So here we go at the Tachiai. Onosato comes in fast with a Nodowa on the Yokozuna. Hoshoryu fires his right hand for an outside belt grip, but he loses it. Onosato, he doesn't have any grip and is pushing Hoshoryu back around the ring. Hoshoryu, in the meantime, has gotten an outside left belt grip as Onosato is still searching for a grip, but he's up on the body. Hoshoryu, he's retreating hard around the circle, but he stops, leans in close to Onosato, uses his power and a bit of a side position to pull Onosato around his body with that belt grip. Onosato spins around and falls down at the bails. The Yokozuna is not bested. Uwata Heneri, an outside grip belt twist down. So an outside belt twist down is the Kimarite. Hoshoryu finishes Junyusho at 12-3. Onosato 14-1 and the Yusho winner, and will be promoted to Yokozuna. An amazing turn of events. Anyway, moving on to the other matches tonight. Sekiwake Daisho faced off with Korozakura Ozeki. Daisho dealt with Korozakura how Daisho deals with most other rikishi. He fired the threshing machine and fired the underpowered Ozeki back and over the bails. Kirishima, he faced a very underperforming Komusubi Takayasu. Kirishima looking for a win, for his win 12, I should say. Takayasu, he fired out of the Tachiai and fired Sapari on a retreating Kirishima, who seemed determined not to let the bear catch him. It would end up being his downfall as he kept up the retreat. Takayasu fired the Sapari at him. Kirishima, he danced across the Tawara bails, but he tripped and went down with a thrust to help from Takayasu. Hatake Komi was the call. Kirishima, he finishes on a very good 11 wins. Takayasu, he will fall back into Megashira with 6 wins. Tobizaru, he tried to negate the hard-charging Wakataka Kage in his bout by starting a long way behind the line. Perhaps he was trying to buy himself some time, blunt the Tachiai a little bit. Either way, it didn't work. He had no chance. Wakataka Kage fired all barrels and blasted Tobizaru back and out. Ichi Yamamoto, he will have some healing to do as he lost a pretty good bout to Wakamoto Haru at the bails. He went down to a really good throw, a Karasakashi under-shoulder swing down. Wakamoto Haru got his hand up under that shoulder fairly early and kept it there. Ichi tried to hold him low. He was probably in a position he could have been Hatake Komid or Hiki Itoshi pull down, but in the end, Wakamoto Haru fired forward. Ichi Yamamoto got thrown Karasakashi, flew across and down into the alley, but appears in that fall and where he hit, he has either broken or dislocated a finger badly. He was in a fair amount of pain when he got up. It was a pretty good win for Wakamoto Haru, who finished a fairly pedestrian tournament at 7-8. Makikoshi, Abi, he faced Oshoma. Now, the Bansuke looks very meagre, below Komusubi. Abi's fighting for his 8th win, his Kachikoshi, which would guarantee him flying up about 6 or 7 ranks to Komusubi. Oshoma, the same. He's on 9 wins. He's the next in line for Komusubi. Beating Abi would almost guarantee Oshoma the next Komusubi Senyaku spot. What followed was a bit of a crazy match. Abi fired out of the tachi-ai. Big double Nodowa thrust on Oshoma, who defended, got under Abi's arms. Oshoma catches one of Abi's arms, pulls him around to the bales. Abi was in trouble. You could see it in his eyes. He knows it. He escaped to the side. Abi then fired forward and had Oshoma yanking to try for the Hataki Komi. As they crossed the dohyo, Abi got Oshoma back to the bales. Now, it's one of the most incredible escapes you'll see, as Oshoma is in the Tawara extension piece, 1 foot up, 1 foot on the Tawara, Abi pushing hard. Now, I've seen Abi in real life. He is a man mountain. Oshoma, he had his left hand on the back of Abi's belt. He moves his feet just across the Tawara, changed the angle slightly. Abi was forced to give up the push and try to spin out of the belt hold that Oshoma had at the back. But it was a fatal move, as he was now facing away from Oshoma, who did the big rear push out. Abi had nowhere to go. Okuridashi was the Kimarite. It was a high energy affair. Oshoma gets 10 wins, and he is the next in line for Senyaku Komusubi for July. Abi misses out by a whisker. Takeda Fuji, he faced Goniyama, who likes a good bit of a charge at the tachi-ai. Goniyama charged hard. Takeda Fuji got a hand on Goniyama's belt as they moved back. Yes, Takeda Fuji moved back and pulled Goniyama over Watanabe outside belt throw. Takeda Fuji finishes on 6. Hiradumi slapped hard on Tamawashi at the tachi-ai, but Tamawashi got hold of Hiradumi's head, both hands, and threw him down sideways. Oshi Tayoshi frontal force down. Ura did orthodox sumo on Takanosho and beat the man Oshidashi. Quite the thing to see. Toki Hayate. Now, this is a bit of a funny match. Toki Hayate faced Hakuoho, who's kind of really fallen away at the end of this tournament. Toki Hayate was looking for his Kachikoshi, 7-7. Hakuoho already on Kachikoshi. It's a really strange tachi-ai, as Toki Hayate fired the gun, but Hakuoho seemed to miss it entirely, pretty much gave up halfway before he got pushed out, went out Yorakiri. The only explanation that isn't defamatory is that Hakuoho is injured. It was a really strange call. If he did give up, he's in for a good talking to from the Shimpans, I would suggest. Ryuden, he had a bit of a nasty fall in his bout with Tsuranumi, both struggling this tournament. Bit of defence by Ryuden saw him deny Chura a grip. Eventually Tsuranumi got on the belt, lifted Ryuden against the bales. Ryuden kind of toppled backwards and over into the alley. Awkward fall. Yori Tayoshi frontal force down. He did get up. KO, he missed his Kachikoshi against Kimbozan. KO tried his retreating style, moving around the ring, trying to grab Kimbozan's long arms, but eventually he got chased back and over. Midori Fuji, he got a final win over the fast-paced Tamashoho. Watada Shinage open belt throw there as he finally got onto the belt of his taller opponent to pull him down and around. So let's go from the top. Onosato, Yusho winner, 14. Hoshoryu and Wakataka Kage on 12 wins. Kirishima and Ukrainian Ayanishiki on 11 wins. A great tournament for the Ukrainian. Good form from Kirishima. 10 wins has Daisho Oshoma, Asakoryu, Kimbozan, Onokatsu, and Sadanumi. 9 wins has Meisei, Endo, and Roga. 8 wins has Ozeki, Korozukura, Hakuoho, Atami Fuji, Takanosho, and Toki Hayate. 7 wins, Makekoshi has Wakamoto Haru, Oho, Abi, Tobizaru, and KO. 6 wins has Takayasu, the Bear, Tamawashi, Hiradumi, Takeda Fuji, Midori Fuji, Shodai, Kotoshoho, who just couldn't get those last 2 wins, and last up, Nishikigi, also on 6. 5 wins Ura finishes with, not a great tournament for him. Ryuden and Shononumi both ended up on 5 wins. They will be on the Juryo barge. 4 wins has Chiyoshima and Tsuranumi. 4 also has Tamashoho and Tochi Taikai, who will be on the Juryo barge as well. So that's all the wrestlers and all their scores. A fantastic and historic May Natsu Basho. Join me later this week as we round up the tournament with some special guests as we look at how it happened and what we think is coming. I think you'll find Goose and Ron from Sunday Morning Sumo will be joining me this week, a three-way conversation. I'm so excited to see two Yokozuna in the future. I'm hopeful of a long rivalry to come. Thank you for your patience this week as as my life was a little bit interrupted by work and got in the way of sumo. That's it for me for Natsu Basho. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.